Hi, thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Charles and I work with the Courageous Warrior Coalition. And I'm happy today to be bringing you the first in our series of events that we want to bring to you to increase your mental and physical health. Welcome to Resiliency Tip Tuesday. So this week, I want to introduce a topic to you that I think is important for first responders, and that could be anyone in law enforcement, the fire service, EMS, corrections, anyone, the medical service, nurses, doctors. I think one thing that the pandemic showed us last year was how much we rely on folks when things really go bad to protect us, to heal us, and to support us. And so one of the things that came out of this was a recognition that stress can have a cumulative effect on the body. And I think we've known this for a long time now, but perhaps it became more apparent as the pandemic wore on and we saw operational exhaustion happening in our medical teams, in our first responders. And so one thing that you can do right away to sort of begin to center yourself, and this could happen during a shift, certainly after a shift, it's a great way to try to leave work at work and put on the dual hats of spouse or family member or friend. One great way to do that is through breathing. And breathing is something that we all obviously are doing, but perhaps we don't put a lot of thought behind what's actually happening. And if you work in law enforcement, as I do, you've no doubt heard about breathing control, and maybe you haven't really thought about what's behind breathing control. So I want to introduce a topic to you a little bit today that's called tactical breathing. And you may have heard about this, sometimes also called box breathing. And it's helpful for you when you are encountering a stressful situation. Maybe you've just come off of a really stressful call, or you had a tough shift, or you're dealing with someone who's particularly sort of difficult in their interactions. And so tactical breathing allows you to come back to a good center and calm yourself, calm your nervous system, calm your cardiovascular system. And it can be used in a lot of types of situations. I'm a firearms instructor as well. When we're at the range, we often talk to our recruits and the people who we're instructing about how to calm their body down when they're taking a shot to increase their accuracy. And one of the first things that we do is talk to them about breathing control. You know, you ask anyone from SWAT operators to special forces operators about breathing control, and they will tell you that it's something that's paramount to keeping the body centered. I know before I always go into any type of tactical situation, I take a minute while I'm putting on all of my gear to, it only takes about 60 seconds, and it helps me to center myself, to fight that tunnel vision that we all know exists when we get into a critical situation. So it's a great thing to incorporate into your daily routine. Doesn't take very long. And so let's get started in it. So the first thing, I'll explain it to you, and then we'll go through and try a little bit of it as well to introduce to you the benefits of it. So let's begin by first just taking an assessment of your breathing right now. So think about the air that's coming into your nose. Think about the air that's filling your lungs. And are you taking a full breath, or are you taking a shallow breath? Very often when we get into those stressful situations, the breathing tends to become labored or shallow. When you're working out, for instance, you may be holding a difficult, say a plank position, or maybe you're lifting and you get into a difficult situation and you begin to hold your breath. You might notice yourself holding your breath. That is what we do not want in this situation. So take notice if you're taking full breaths. Are you filling up your lungs? Do you feel it all the way down into your belly even? We want to expand the lungs. We don't want to take shallow breaths. We want to really fill the body up with oxygen. So think about that. Is your chest expanding? Are your lungs expanding? Is your belly expanding? And we want to take those full deep breaths. And so what we want to do with tactical breathing is think about the sides of a box. We want to breathe in for a controlled amount of time, a couple of seconds. Then we want to cross over the top and hold that breath for a couple of seconds. Then we want to exhale, and we want to do that for a controlled number of seconds. And then we want to pause at the bottom. So we're taking an inhale for a certain number of seconds, we're holding, we're exhaling, and then we're pausing before we begin the whole thing over again. So let's think about that as we begin the exercise. So breathe in, and we're going to do that for a 4 count. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Now, what you just did there was you controlled the body's response to a situation. We can't always tell our heart to beat slower. We can't always control all of the anatomical things that happen to our body. But what we can control very succinctly is we can control our breath and how fast or slow that's occurring. You may need to modify box breathing or tactical breathing for your particular situation. If you have really great, powerful lungs, you can inhale and exhale for 5 or 6 seconds. You generally want to keep the pauses a little on the shorter side. We're not really trying to hold our breath. We're simply trying to slow the rate of inhalation and exhalation. And what you'll start to find through that is a calming, centering sense of peace that will negate the effects of stress on the body. So I hope that you found this exercise helpful. I hope you'll incorporate it into your daily routine and you'll find the benefits of tactical breathing and box breathing, whether you're at the range, whether you're working out, whether you're home and off duty or you're on duty, and that it will positively affect your physical and your mental health. And be sure to check out all of the information that we have for you from the Courageous Warrior Coalition at our website, courageouswarriorcoalition.org. You can search for us on social media at Courageous Warrior Coalition. Our YouTube library, by searching Courageous Warrior Coalition, has all of the videos that we have produced that deal with meditation, mindfulness, and yoga as they relate to first responders and your health. So be sure to share this video with your colleagues, like it if you found it helpful, and we'll see you next time on Resiliency Tip Tuesday.